With the Bitcoin ETFs in our rearview mirror, is it any surprise that you've got TradFi shillers pushing the Bitcoin ETF product as a superior method of holding Bitcoin over actually holding your own keys? Some people are surprised. Bitcoin Pleb saw it coming miles away. Welcome back, everyone. That's right. We are going to go over this, what I believe is a total FUD tweet from Fred Krueger, or @Krueger. And for the people who don't know who he is, here we go. Investor, I give my opinions, but it's not financial advice, even though I'm giving financial advice. Math, PhD, so there you go. Boom, creds. He knows how to do numbers better than almost everybody. 6 years prop trading, 10 non-crypto exits, whatever. Bitcoin quasi-maxi, right? Because really he just buys paper Bitcoin. Anyways, focused on the Bitcoin ETF. Yes, we know that. We know that. And anyways, I mean, for anybody that's been following me, you know that I've been responding, and I've been like a reply guy to Fred, which of course he hasn't been responding to me. I'm not important enough, which I don't really give a shit, because you know what? Thousands of people read those tweet threads. Okay, so it's really important to provide counter narratives, and it's really important to, not just let these guys sit there and push everybody around. Anyways, seen a lot of terrible takes from him right from the beginning, immediately extolling the virtues of the Bitcoin ETF and how it's superior to the actual asset. Now, we're going to take a look at this tweet, and we'll go through each point. Simple checklist as to why ETFs are better than self-custody for most people. That's right. You see, by doing stuff like that, putting stuff like that in brackets, it makes sure, hey, look, guys, I'm just giving advice for the people who need it. But if you don't, you don't. But just pay attention. Pay attention, because keep in mind, this thread is on Twitter, and it's somehow, even though geared towards normies, it seems to be points that are directed to Bitcoiners. Anyways, let you guys be the judge of that. Let's go. Warning, this post will trigger true Bitcoiners. I don't know if you can call me triggered. I mean, making comments on stuff. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm triggered, and there you go. I'm going to go and, debunk all of these ridiculous points. So here we go. Safety, number one. As much as you believe you think your key storage is safe, as the red square shows, 5 million BTC are estimated to be lost unless you are very, very careful and use trusted multi-sig platforms like Casa or Unchained. You could end up in this square. Okay, so for self-custody is actually not that difficult. He is making it seem significantly more difficult than it is. Okay. In the traditional banking system, you don't go around telling everybody all of your account details and all of your information, but yet a third party has all of this. Well, guess what? In Bitcoin, you don't go around telling people your seed phrase, okay, and your passwords and all of that to your wallets. And guess what? There is no third party that has that information. So I beg to differ. Which one is safer? Really, what he's making is the point of personal responsibility and the offsetting of that personal responsibility to a third party. Sorry, I don't think that this is either you're this or you're that. I think that there's going to be a gray area, and I don't believe that trying to scare people through lost Bitcoins is the right way to do this. I think it's about education and people figuring out what is best for them. But instead, he is using fear-mongering. Anyways, let's continue. More fear-mongering. I mean unbiased facts that you should be paying attention to. Number two, taxes. They are certainty. Yes, they are. ETFs are ultra tax efficient. Okay, I mean, I can see how an ETF is more tax efficient than the actual asset in this case, because you can essentially purchase shares of the ETF as part of your 401k. But you don't actually hold any real Bitcoin. So if you're looking to have not just price exposure to Bitcoin, right? Not just the NGU exposure, but if you're looking to have exposure to the actual qualities of Bitcoin, right? The fact that you can tell the government to go pound sand and they can't move it. They can't freeze your Bitcoin. They can't do anything with it. You lose all those qualities. But hey, ultra tax efficient. Anyways, check this out. They're easier on your accountant. Like when you hire an accountant, you give a shit whether it's easier on them or not. Aren't they doing their job? Anyways, nonsense. Your Excel spreadsheet will also not hold up in an audit, as well as your Schwab tax form. ETFs are standardized. That's a good thing. Okay, I mean, I can't disagree with the ETFs being standardized. In terms of your Excel spreadsheet, I have a feeling that Fred hasn't logged into an exchange in a few years because everything is very well documented and everything is automated. And you just have to click which tax forms you need and you download them. So I don't know I don't know how long ago he's used an exchange, but that is just, to me, point number 2 is total bullshit. Well, not total bullshit, it's partial bullshit. Okay, I'll be as objective as I can be with this person and their tweet. Anyways, 3, death. Yeah, also a certainty. Passing on that portfolio to your family will be a lot easier with ETFs. I don't think so, bud. Try transferring shares in death, okay? Yes, I know it can be done, but it is super annoying and you have to hire a whole bunch of people to make all that crap happen. Anyways, then with your convoluted security setup, a friend of mine died with $1 billion of crypto. Okay, so he had a bunch of shitcoins. Notice how he didn't say Bitcoin. Anyways, nobody ever found it, okay? So he did poor estate planning. That can happen everywhere at any time. And not that I want to shill products, especially in the Bitcoin space that are sometimes backed by people I just don't really trust. But it doesn't make a difference, okay? That's just my personal opinion. But there are many services that are coming around that are offering these estate services. So the idea that you will not be able to pass on your Bitcoin to your family without an ETF, I don't think that that's actually reasonable. And there is, I think there's a service now called Anchor Watch or something like that is starting up with the estate planning and next of kin planning. So again, it's a nothing burger, but he wants to make you afraid. Next, liquidity. Yes, this is one of my favorite ones. Selling an ETF is extremely fast. Okay. Seconds. And the spreads are razor thin. Okay. Moving your coins to Coinbase or other exchanges could take days for the funds to be available to trade. Nope. I've never experienced that in my life. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've never seen that. And this will only get worse if Elizabeth Warren has her way. Yeah, unfortunately, the majority of the government is way less allergic to money and profits than Elizabeth Warren, who is only partially allergic to profits and money. So the truth of the matter is, okay, so this is it, right? When you go and sell shares of an ETF, the way that Fred is painting this picture, he's making it seem like there's these vast pools of liquidity that in seconds will just absorb your shares, which indeed, that is not incorrect. What is incorrect is once you sell them, okay, and the cash is sitting in your account, you then have to move that cash to, your bank account or whatever it is to be able to use it. Now, when you make that sale with an ETF, okay, depending on who you are, how much money you have invested with your trading platform, you may not be able to move those funds for 2 to 4 days, especially if they're part of an IRA, okay? You will not be able to move those right away. You have to actually do a transfer out of the IRA, and that can take 2 to 4 days. So that's total bullshit, okay? Anytime I have gone to an exchange to go and sell Bitcoin, it has been instantaneous, okay? It's that simple. And within 24 hours, the US dollars are in my account. So I don't see how the liquidity really even matters in this case or any of these other points. Anyways, okay, let's wrap this up. On the reverse side, you won't be able to skip Dodge with your stash as easily or move coins to your cousin Sergey in Kiev. Really? Has he ever actually used Bitcoin? Has he ever actually made a Bitcoin transaction? And if you do get in a divorce, it's going to be harder to keep your stack from your ex-wife husband. You know what? I actually know somebody who's going through this particular situation right now, and I can tell you right away that what Fred is saying is total bullshit. Anyways, if you are Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, I suggest the Samurai wallet, mixers, and Tor VPN at all times. For the rest of, I suggest IBIT, FBTC, BTB, or ARCB. Oh, guys, this is so part of the then they fight you stage. We really called this. We were, fellow Bitcoiners have been saying now for a while that, hey, when these ETFs get approved, the new FUD is going to be demonizing self-custody, which they've been, self-custody has been getting demonized now for a few years. But now the institutions have a product that they can sell you. So, hey, listen, we're not telling you not to hold Bitcoin. We're just telling you to hold Bitcoin the way we approve that you should hold Bitcoin. And in the end, the way that we approve it is that you don't hold any Bitcoin at all. You just hold IOUs. Anyways, guys, look, I know, I know that screaming into the void isn't always helpful. But as I've stated in the past, I think it's very important to provide a counter narrative. I am one of those people who, when I look at a tweet thread, I go through a good portion of the thread. In some cases, I go through the whole entire thing because I like to see people's responses. I like to see counter narratives. Whether or not I agree with them is irrelevant. I enjoy seeing them because, to me, in some cases, it gives me something to think about that I have never thought about before, or that I just didn't see it in that way. Anyways, Fred, you may not be a spook, but you're definitely a concern troll. And yeah, I'm going to continue to respond back on these shitty threads that try to screw people out of self-custody. Guys, let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. Catch you tomorrow.